Last week I picked up this newspaper and my 4-year-old daughter asked, "Who's that?" How to answer her. As an Australian, I'll tell you who that is. That is the single-handed destroyer of Australian dreams. That is Ben Stokes, the one man who stood between Australia and retaining the Ashes. I'm sorry for those who know nothing of cricket. Genuinely, I'm so sorry. You should know these things, okay? The Ashes duel between Australia and England is one of sport's oldest rivalries. In Test match cricket, that's the kind that takes 5 days to play, you heard, England have won 32 series, Australia have won 33, and they were about to win 34 until this one man, Ben Stokes, played like Terminator 2, returning from the future to crush all opposition and bring in the apocalypse. Truly devastating, truly superhuman, truly otherworldly. And my daughter asked me, "Who's that?" Well, my daughter is English, I guess. That's what her passport says. Her dad's Australian, her mother's Northern Irish. The girl is confused. I mean, she says yogurt and phelim. She says vitamins and brine kai. But most of the time, she just sounds like Dick Van Dyke. What a lot of bother and no mistake. Lovely jubbly. It's a wind-up. Leave it. That's what she sounds like to me. But then that's what all the English sound like to me. Apples and pears up the horse and cart. In it. Leave it. Seriously, that is what you're like. Admit it. So how do I answer my daughter? Who is Ben Stokes? I told her the truth. "Ruby," I said, "that man is your hero." She hugged the picture to her chest and galloped around me on an imaginary horse, saying, "Yay, my hero, my hero, my hero." And then she asked me, "What did he do?" I said, "Well, he single-handedly defeated my team." "Did we beat you, Daddy?" she asked. Do you catch that? The cheek, the arrogance, typical Pom, honestly. Did we beat you? How did she know to ask that? How did she know, did we beat you? I mean, what kind of question is that? Did we beat you? Where does a 4-year-old get off asking that? Who's we, Ruby? Who's we? I didn't notice you up in Leeds scoring the winning runs. I don't think you made the final 11, Ruby. As we've discussed, you have a real weakness against fast, short-pitched bowling. That's why you won't be part of the England setup anytime soon, although we'll see with Denley and how he goes. But I hate to break it to you, Ruby, but I don't think you've expended a single calorie of effort in England's cause. So what's with the we, huh? But she got it, okay? She picked it up aged 4. When her hero wins, she wins. I lose. Because he is her champion. And what a champion, right? With England absolutely dead and buried on Friday, he single-handedly snatched victory from the jaws of defeat on Sunday, my friends, to raise up his team, his nation, his people. Sound familiar? People want to praise the efforts of the man at the other end, Stokes' partner, Jack Leach. Now, look, I've got nothing against Jack Leach. He seems a lovely guy, a bit sweaty, but lovely with it. Yet at the end, Ben Stokes and Jack Leach needed to score an impossible 73 runs. So Ben Stokes decided to score 76 of them. You know, they used to say that the best doubles pair in tennis would be John McEnroe and anyone. Well, the most extraordinary partnership in Ashes history was Ben Stokes and... No, that's it, Ben Stokes. You see, his anyone did his best to screw the whole thing up. In an inexplicable brain explosion, Jack Leach all but ran himself out, handing the Ashes to Australia when Nathan Lyon equally inexplicably handed them straight back. If it wasn't for that extraordinary reprieve, Jack Leach would be the villain of the whole piece. He would be carved into Ben Stokes' bicep as a curse word forevermore. No, Ben Stokes won the game single-handedly and gifted his victory to an unworthy team. He gifted it to the whole nation. Even though he was out. I mean, he was out. I mean, computers don't lie, but that's the thing. It was not a computer giving the decision out on the field. A human umpire had to make the verdict. If anyone was going to stop Ben Stokes, a human, one made of flesh and blood, had to stand against an ecstatic, intoxicated, exhilarated English crowd, and they had to stand against the archetypal hero fulfilling the destiny of the ages. Only a robot could have given Ben Stokes out. Only a machine could have possibly resisted the hero's journey, so powerfully embodied in Ben Stokes. And so he hit those winning runs and roared like David, decapitating Goliath and showing us all who really is king. And even as an Australian, I can't help getting goosebumps. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 57. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. This is what Christ does. We are Jack Leach doing everything to screw it up. But here comes our hero fighting against sin, the world, the devil, taking on all hell. On Friday we were dead and buried. On Sunday he does it single-handedly, and he hands us the victory. Ruby, Ben Stokes is your hero. But we've got a greater one for the whole world. Though we have not expended a calorie of effort, thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. I'm Glen Scrivener. It's the 3rd of September. This is Speak Life, and you're watching the livecast.